Hello everyone, I'm Dulpreet from IELTS Made Easy. I hope all of you are doing great and practicing a lot for your IELTS exam. Welcome to the live class of listening. Hello everyone, welcome. Okay, so today we're having live class of listening for 1 hour from 12 to 1 at a slower pace, 20 questions, detailed methods and Q&As. Alright. Yes. Hello Girish. Hello Preeti. Hello Jasu, Harpreet, Man, Viral Video, Sandeep. Sat Shri Akal Manikor. Hello Sarabjeet, Lavreet, Jagjit, Raman. I'm doing great Jasu. What about you? Hello Angel Kaur, about life. Gursharan. Hello Mac, Ramanpreet, Suman, Jagjit. Okay, girls TikTok. Amandeep Kaur. Good afternoon, dear. Rupinder, Manish Sharma. Okay. Ramanjeet Kaur, Harpreet, Gaganjot Kaur, Preet Jasal, Roshan. Alright. Good afternoon, Raman. Okay. Preet Jasal, I'm doing great. Thank you, Jasal. Girish, Sidhu, Sharan, Shraddha, Monago. Okay. Dalveer, Reena. मैं अच्छी हूँ रुपिंदर. What about you? Raman, Manish. I hope you're practicing a lot for your IELTS exam, right? Okay, guys. Okay. Hi, Banpreet, Gagan, Prince Kumar, Ashdeep, Aman, Arman Guraya, Hartej Puller, Pooja Paul, Simrandeep Kaur. Simrandeep, the thing is these are the live sessions, so they are not available publicly. If you want to view this in future, you need to hit the like button which is under the video. Hit the like button, it will be saved in your liked video library, liked library. Okay. Oh, that's great, you got 6.5. Okay, how's all doing? Thank you, George Alfred. Okay. So before starting, I recommend you to join the Telegram channel as well as the YouTube channel. The name of the Telegram channel is IELTS capital underscore M capital ADE small underscore E capital ASY small. For that, you need to download it from your Play Store or from your App Store. Okay. This is the symbol of Telegram. You need to download it from your App Store or Play Store. Okay, and search for IELTS Made Easy. That's IELTS capital underscore. Okay, this is the correct format. Then join the channel, as simple as that. Okay, you'll get all the reading PDF notes with vocabulary as well as the listening and speaking PDF notes. Okay, so join this channel as well, subscribe both the channels, like the video, share with your friends and follow us. Okay, subscribe both the channels. If you want to view this video again, you need to hit the like button which is under your YouTube. Okay, it will be saved in your liked library, liked videos library में जाओगे, you'll get a liked videos icon that will be saved there. Okay, so we have live classes from Monday until Saturday 12 to 1 and 1 at 9:30. So Monday, Tuesday we do reading, Wednesday, Thursday listening, Friday, Saturday again reading. So today we'll be doing listening. Okay. Alright. Hello Jasleen. Okay guys, before starting I just want you to go through this listening score table which is same for general and academic. If you want to score 39, if you want to score 9, you should have 39 and 40 correct. At least 39. And for 8.5, 37, 38. And for 8 it is 36 or 35. And for 7.5 it is 32, 34. Okay. Are these lectures helping you a lot to improve your listening skills? If yes, write yes in the chat box. Okay. Library. Okay. You can go to the settings. Okay. You have an application with you, right? YouTube application. वहाँ पे जाइए, अपनी library section होगा एक library. Just click that. There will be one liked video section. ओके वहाँ पे देखना, दिस वीडियो विल बी सेव. जो भी वीडियो आप लाइक करते हो वो वहाँ पे जाके सेव हो जाती है. ओके yes, thank you guys, thank you so much for your appreciation and love for this channel. Welcome Sukhpreet Brar. Okay, very good Indrajit Singh, that's great. Don't worry, Lovepreet will be solving all type of questions. My name is Dilpreet Kaur Dev Malani, sorry. Yes, Faizan Khan will be doing reading tomorrow. Definitely going to improve in that as well. Okay. So let's get started with the part 3 and part 4. Yesterday we covered part 1 and part 2 of listening. That is 20 questions. Now we'll be covering next part 3 and part 4 of listening with next 20 questions. Okay, let's get started with this. Alright. Okay, so we have part 3 with us, but before that I'm just going to play the audio for check. Okay, if it is audible, write yes. If no, then please write no. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to play the audio for you.
Section 3. You will hear two students discussing a seminar report. First, you have some time to look at questions.
Yes, is it audible? Write yes, no in the chat box. Yes, Sarabjit Kalo, you can actually attend those speaking sessions at 9:30 p.m. from Monday until Wednesday. Yeah, it will help you a lot. Yes, is it audible? Okay, yes. Okay, it is audible. Okay, fine. Are we ready now? Yes, let's just read the questions quickly and start getting, let's start solve the questions from 21 until 30. First we have to solve questions 21 to 25. According to Nick, the first Australian immigrants were, okay? So there was a conversation between two, okay? So according to Nick के according जो first Australian immigrants थे वो कौन थे? Were they the ancestors of Aborigines? Aborigines mean जो शुरू से वही जगह पे रहते हों, natives. Petty criminals and sailors. What was the name? First, these are the keywords. What was the name of the first British colony in Australia? Was it Victoria, New South Wales or New London? When was the Kab? When was the White Australia policy started? White Australia policy started just after the first colony expanded, after the Australian Federation, after World War II. Okay. Why was there a bad feeling? क्यों थी? Why was there a bad feeling towards many Chinese immigrants in 1850s? कह रहे कि bad feeling क्यों थी Chinese immigrants को लेकर 1850s में? The reasons are they opened restaurants, they were searching for gold, or they would work for less money than the local Australians. Okay, you need to listen it carefully. When were Asian students first allowed? See, they're talking about Asian students. You have to listen for Asian students were first allowed, first allowed to study at Australian universities. Okay, it is in 1950s, 57 or 1973. Alright? Okay. Okay. So these are the keywords. Okay. You need to listen for these. First Australian immigrant कौन थे? Name क्या था first British colony का? ठीक है. When was the first? कब start हुई थी policy? ठीक है. और उनको क्यों bad feeling थी towards the Chinese immigrants? And the last is when कब Asian student को allow किया गया था Australian University में पढ़ने के लिए? ठीक है. ओके, टॉपिक नेम. सो जो फर्स्ट पार्ट 1 का होता है ना, राइट, द फर्स्ट पार्ट 1 लाइक इट वाज टीनेंट्स, ओके, कार इंश्योरेंस फॉर्म. इफ यू राइट दिस ऑन गूगल यू विल डेफिनेटली गेट द लिसनिंग ऑडियो. कैसे लिखोगे? टीनेंट्स कार इंश्योरेंस फॉर्म लिसनिंग. दिस इज द कंटेंट यू आर गोइंग टू राइट ऑन द गूगल. Okay, and you'll find the audio over there. Okay, is it okay, Mridula? Okay, keyword क्या होता है? Okay, I'm going to tell you. Just score the keywords are those things जिसके लिए आपको सुनाई देना है. These are the important, जैसे hints बोलते हैं, ठीक है? The important one which you going to listen for, ठीक है? ऐसे ही रीडिंग में keywords होते हैं. The important point जिसे कहते हो कि इस सारे स्टेटमेंट में जो इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ क्या है जिसके ऊपर आप स्ट्रेस कर रहे हो, दैट इज़ अ कीवर्ड. इम्पॉर्टेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन बोल सकते हो. सो इसमें ये इम्पॉर्टेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन होगी. अकॉर्डिंग टू निक द फर्स्ट ऑस्ट्रेलियन इमिग्रेंट्स वर. इज इट क्लियर टू यू? जस्ट गॉट दी या okay, are you guys ready for the listening? Because you are doing lots of chatting. Yes, are you ready for that? I don't know, Monica, about that thing. We have to follow the guidelines by the government. Okay, yeah, let's get started. I'm going to play the audio, guys. Listen carefully and write your answers in the chat box. Here you go.
Questions 21 to 25.
Gurdeep, practice with me today.
Now listen carefully to the discussion and answer questions 21 to 25.
Hi Adrian, what are you reading?
Oh, hi Nick. It's just an article on Australian immigration. I'm doing a report on it next week in a seminar for Dr. Ronaldson.
On immigration? That sounds exciting stuff.
Yes, it's not really very exciting, but there are some interesting bits.
Such as?
Well, for example, did you know that immigration to Australia first started over 50,000 years ago, when the ancestors of Australian Aborigines arrived via Indonesia and New Guinea?
I can't say I did know that the Aborigines arrived in that way.
Exactly. It's not as boring as you might think.
Well, do you want to run through some of your ideas? I'm not doing anything right now.
That would be great, thanks.
Fire away then.
Okay. Well, after the Aborigines, there was obviously a big gap until the next settlers arrived from London. Europeans began landing in the 1600s and 1700s, and the country was colonised by Britain in 1788.
Weren't the first colonists just criminals transported by Britain?
Britain certainly used the colony as a place to send their undesirables. The first colony was formally proclaimed as New South Wales on February the 7th, and this European settlement certainly did begin with a troop of petty criminals, second-rate soldiers, and a crew of sailors.
When did other people start arriving?
Immigration really sped up after the discovery of gold in Australia. The gold rush era, beginning in 1851, led to an enormous expansion in population all through the reign of Queen Victoria.
And did that continue strongly?
Not really. After the excitement of the gold rush died down, immigration slowed down considerably. The popularity of Australia as a place to go and live only really shot up after the Second World War.
Didn't that cause problems as well?
Yes, for a country that is well known today for its multicultural diversity and tolerance, Australia has had a checkered past. After the federation of all the Australian states, the White Australia policy was created to counteract flows of non-whites to Australia, and this policy became even more popular after the population push following the war.
How did the policy come about?
The origin of the policy can be traced back to the 1850s, when large numbers of Chinese immigrated to Australia to look for gold or to set up businesses such as restaurants. The Anglo-Australian population resented the Chinese, who were undercutting white labour prices. In response, the newly self-governing colonies introduced restrictions on Chinese immigration. By 1888, Chinese were excluded from all the Australian colonies, although those Chinese who were already in Australia were not deported.
And how long did it go on for?
The effective end of the White Australia policy is usually dated to 1973, when the Whitlam Labour government implemented a series of amendments preventing the enforcement of racial aspects of the immigration law. It had been fading for some years though. Under the 1950 Colombo Plan, students from Asian countries were admitted to study at Australian universities. This trend continued when in 1957 non-whites with 15 years residence in Australia were allowed to become citizens.
All right. Okay, Sida Samira, it was very clear. No, it is not 1973. Alright. Yeah, most of the students actually answered the first question correctly. According to Nick, the first Australian immigrants were the ancestors of Aborigines. So the answer is A. Okay, first option. 22nd. I have written the hint also. What was the name of the first British colony in Australia? It was introduced on February 7th and it was New South Wales. So the answer is B. Okay. Yeah. When was the White Australian policy started? उसने बोला after the Australian Federation, the White Australian policy started. So you have to listen till end. So ऐसा नहीं कि just first initial time पे you are going to answer it. You need to listen the answer till end. So it was B. Okay, again. Alright. And 24th. Why was there a bad feeling towards many Chinese immigrants in 1850s? That was because they would work for less money than the local Australians. So the answer is C. And when were Asian students? So उस time पे मैंने actually हमारा भी किया था कि they are now talking about the Asian student. So it was in 1950. So the answer is E. Okay, the answer is A. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can write in the chat box. It is A, B, B, C, A. Okay. 25th is A, guys. 25th is A. Okay. Alright, right. Yeah, it is 1950. Very good, Simranji Singh. Raman, good. Good, Jassal. 4 correct, Prince Kumar, okay. 8 questions कहाँ से आ गए? Okay, 1 is wrong, okay. Okay, Arman Guraya. Alright, Jagjit, 5 on 5, Pargat Singh, that's great. PBX, okay. Alright, okay, only 2 correct. You need to practice a lot, Pooja. Nisarg Patel, what you have to do is you need to listen very carefully. ठीक है, end तक सुनो. कभी भी do not rush, okay, while listening this thing. So actually in these types of listening जो usually part 3 में listening होती है, MCQs होते हैं, उसमें वो सारे के सारे options बोलते हैं. They actually speak all the options. But you have to listen very carefully. Now I'm saying but, however. So these things are actually, they also speak. And after that they are going to tell you the answer. So you have to listen till end. Okay, listen till end what they are going to say. क्योंकि ये चीज़ जो उन्होंने बोली थी ना, when was the White Australia policy started, they spoke at end. So you need to pay concentration on this thing. Okay. Okay, Nisarg Patel, that is the way of improving. Otherwise you can practice of if you are lacking only in MCQs, you need to practice it again and again.
The 7th, and this European settlement certainly did begin with a troop of petty criminals, second-rate soldiers, and a crew of sailors.
When did other people start arriving?
Immigration really sped up after the discovery of gold in Australia. The gold rush era, beginning in 1851, led to an enormous expansion in population all through the reign of Queen Victoria.
And did that continue strongly?
Not really. After the excitement of the gold rush died down, immigration slowed down considerably. The popularity of Australia as a place to go and live only really shot up after the Second World War.
Didn't that cause problems as well?
Yes. For a country that is well known today for its multicultural diversity and tolerance, Australia has had a checkered past. After the federation of all the Australian states, the White Australia policy was created to counter.
Okay, after the Australian Federation, the White Australian policy was created, मतलब started. किसके बाद? After the Australian Federation.
Flows of non-whites to Australia, and this policy became even more popular after the population push following the war.
How did the policy come about?
The origin of the policy can be traced back to the 1850s, when large numbers of Chinese immigrated to Australia to look for gold or to set up businesses such as restaurants. The Anglo-Australian population resented the Chinese, who were undercutting.
So, अब देखो उन्होंने ये भी बोला कि they were searching for gold and they opened restaurant for their business. But resentment मतलब bad feeling की अब बात कर रहे हैं. पहले उन्होंने bad feeling की बात नहीं करी, अब वो बात question पूछा है why was there a bad feeling? Okay.
White labour prices.
ठीक है, quite low labor prices मतलब they work for less money. Labor prices means less money than the local Australians.
The newly self-governing colonies introduced restrictions on Chinese immigration. By 1888, Chinese were excluded from all the Australian colonies, although those Chinese who were already in Australia were not deported.
And how long did it go on for?
The effective end of the White Australia policy is usually dated to 1973, when the Whitlam Labour government implemented a series of amendments preventing the enforcement of racial aspects of the immigration law. It had been fading for some years though. Under the 1950 Colombo Plan, students from Asian countries were admitted to study at Australia.
Okay, under 1950, students from Asians were admitted.
Australian universities. This trend continued when in 1957, non-whites with 15 years residence in Australia were allowed to become citizens.
57 तक ये कंटिन्यू हुआ जब उन्हें सिटीजनशिप मिली. तो 1950 में first they were allowed to study at Australian universities. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay? Yes, any doubt? Okay, clear? I don't have any message or call, George. I was playing the audio. Aborigines means जो शुरू से वही जगह पे रह रहे हूँ. Ancestors of Aborigines means जो शुरुआती तौर से वहाँ पे रह रहे हूँ. The natives one. From the day they were born, उनके ancestors भी वहाँ पे रहते थे. Okay? Okay? Any doubt? Speaking class is at 9:30 p.m. Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Yes, if you have any doubt, you can write in the chat box. That is bad feelings. Okay, KSK Sharma. Okay, let's move forward then to next question. So it is similar to those. ठीक है, part 3 continue हो रहा है from 26 until 30. So complete Adrian's notes below. Write no more than 3 words and or numbers for each answer. So we have Australian immigration. There are 2 programs. The one is migration program and another one is humanitarian program. फर्स्ट वो आपके बारे में माइग्रेशन के बारे में बताएंगे. ओके, टू गेट ऑस्ट्रेलियन परमानेंट रेजिडेंस इमिग्रेंट मस्ट बी, क्या होने चाहिए वो, ठीक है, व्हाट दे मस्ट बी, यू नीड टू लिसन केयरफुली. ओके, देन सेकंड वन इज ह्यूमैनिटेरियन प्रोग्राम. अब जैसे जैसे वो बोलेंगे यू नीड टू अंडरलाइन विद दैट. आई एम ऑल्सो गोइंग टू हेल्प यू आउट फॉर दिस. आई विल बी डूइंग लिसनिंग विद यू. ओके, सो विल बी अंडरलाइंग ऑल दोज थिंग्स जो वो बोलते जाएंगे. देन विल मूव टू दिस पार्ट, ह्यूमैनिटेरियन प्रोग्राम. 2 component designed for refugees and others in special humanitarian need dash assist. क्या चीज़ assist करती है people को overseas in humanitarian need. Okay, then 2004 and 2005 humanitarian program has what? You have to listen carefully. Places available, कितनी places थी. Okay, ऑस्ट्रेलियन इलीगल माइग्रेंट्स की बात कर रहे हैं, पीपल हु, इसके अंदर पीपल जो लोग एंटर ऑस्ट्रेलिया विदाउट अथॉरिटी, फिर दूसरी ऑप्शन बताएंगे, ठीक है। एंड द लास्ट वन इज ऑल नॉन ऑस्ट्रेलियन सिटीजन्स अनलॉफुली इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया टू बी डिटेन्ड एंड डैश अनलेस गिवन परमिशन टू रिमेन. Okay, are you ready? Okay, Jasleen man, actually you can rewind the video and go for 20 seconds. Okay, because I have already played the audio again. Okay, let's get started from 26 until 30.
You now have some time to look at questions 26 to 30. Now listen to the rest of the discussion and answer questions 26 to 30.
What's immigration like today? I hear a lot about it in the news.
Yes, it's become a very important issue in politics. There are currently 2 immigration programs that allow permanent migration to Australia. They are the Migration Program and the Humanitarian Program.
What's the difference?
To be accepted into Australia under the Migration Program, a person must be a skilled migrant or sponsored by a family member that already lives in Australia. The Department of Immigration says that the Migration Program for 2004-2005 has 120,000 places available for migrants, with a strong focus on attracting skilled people and people who agree to live in regional areas of Australia.
What about the other program? What's it called again?
The Humanitarian Program. It's designed for refugees and others in special humanitarian need. One component of the Humanitarian Program is the Offshore Resettlement Program, which assists people in humanitarian need overseas for whom resettlement in another country is the only option. The other component is for those people already in Australia who arrived on temporary visas or in an unauthorised manner and who claim Australia's protection. The Department of Immigration says that the size of the 2004 and 2005 humanitarian program is 13,000 places.
What about illegal immigration? Do you know anything about that too?
Just a bit. That's what I'm working on now. Illegal migrants under Australia's immigration laws are those who enter Australia without authority, overstay visas, work without appropriate approval, or have their visas cancelled. Australia's Migration Act in 1958 requires that all non-Australian citizens who are unlawfully in Australia be detained, and that unless they are given permission to remain in Australia, they must be deported as soon as is practical.
Well, that sounds pretty good. I'm sure your presentation will be excellent.
Thanks, I hope.
That sounds pretty good. Okay. Okay, I'm having lots of questions as well as answers in the chat box. Okay. Yes, George Alfred, you can contact on the number above. Okay. Okay, alright, it's a skilled migrant, but it is a skilled migrant. You need to use article as well. Paris Singh, you're right. Patiala. Alright. Overstate nahi hai, it is overstay. Yes, JS Kaur. One component is not the answer for 27. 26 का पता ही नहीं लगा. Okay, that is a skilled migrant. Okay, I'm going to write down the answers for you. 26th is a skilled migrant. Alright, a skilled migrant. You need to remember the articles, okay? So they are writing 3 words, you can actually use the articles. So there is no harm. Okay, then the humanitarian program, it was offshore resettlement program. Quite long, right? It is offshore, okay, resettlement check your spellings, okay? Resettlement, double T. That is double T. It is RESETTLEMENT, resettlement program, okay? Correct spellings. 3 words, 1, 2, 3, okay? And it has 13,000 places available. People who enter Australia without authority, and the next one is overstay visas. मतलब visas expire होने के बाद भी वो overstay करते हैं वहाँ पे. That is overstay visas. Alright, and the 13th was detained and deported. Alright, so these are the answers. Any doubt? Yes, Amandeep Kaur. It's not one component. One component की कहाँ पे बात कर रहे हैं? Yes. Okay, overstay visas. Yes, Goswami. Okay, 27th was not right. Okay. Right. All right, 5 on 5. That's great. That's great. Overstay के बीच में कोई space नहीं है. It is a single word. Overstay. Okay. Jasleen, you can rewind the video and view it again. Okay, Jasleen man. Okay, it was too hard. Sameer Sam, it depends, okay? It will be similar to this only, don't worry. Deported means वापस भेज देना. जो immigrants होते हैं उन्हें वापस अपनी country में भेज देना. That is deported. Alright, only two. Oh, only 2 correct. That's you need to practice. Yes, Harman Sharma, you are going to listen the audio for one time only. They are not going to repeat it again. You can assess this class if you hit the like button. You can view this in future again. Hit the like button. Offshore means जो means which is near to the boundaries. Because you can get the audio very easily while searching on Google, that's why. Okay, I'm going to repeat if you want me to do so.
The humanitarian program.
What's the difference?
To be accepted into Australia under the migration program,
Now
a
listen.
person must be a skilled migrant or sponsored by a family member that already lives in Australia.
Okay, a skilled migrant or sponsored by a family member currently resident in Australia. Okay.
The Department of Immigration says that the migration program for 2004-2005 has 120,000 places available for migrants, with a strong focus on attracting skilled people and people who agree to live in regional areas of Australia.
What about the other program? What's it called again?
The humanitarian program. It's designed for refugees and others in special humanitarian need. One component of the humanitarian program is the offshore resettlement program, which assists people.
Is the one component. इसमें एक देखो 2 components है. देखो जिसमें 1 component लिखा था, यहाँ पे लिखा 2 components हैं, डिजाइन किए गए हैं. एक तो है refugees के लिए and others in special humanitarian needs. ठीक है. तो वो बोल रहे हैं कि इसमें क्या है, एक कंपोनेंट है ये, दूसरा ठीक है, 2 कंपोनेंट्स है. एक कंपोनेंट है, 1 कंपोनेंट इज द ऑफशोर रीसेटलमेंट प्रोग्राम विच असिस्ट पीपल ओवरसीज. दूसरा है पीपल इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया ऑन टेम्परेरी वीजास. ठीक है.
In humanitarian need overseas, for whom resettlement in another country is the only option. The other component is for those people already in Australia who arrived on temporary visas or in an unauthorised manner and who claim Australia's protection. The Department of Immigration says that the size of the 2004 and 2005 humanitarian program is 13,000 places.
13,000
What
places.
about illegal immigration? Do you know anything about that too?
Just a bit. That's what I'm working on now. Illegal migrants under Australia's immigration laws are those who enter Australia without authority, overstay visas, work without
overstays visas, work without
appropriate approval, or have their visas cancelled. Australia's Migration Act in 1958 requires that all non-Australian citizens who are unlawfully in Australia be detained, and that unless they are given permission to remain in Australia, they must be deported as soon.
They must be deported, okay, unless given permission to remain. Okay, I hope it is clear. Yes, Parising, we have daily classes from 12 to 1. Okay, 12 to 1 हम करते हैं reading plus listening. Okay, but listening only on Wednesday and Thursday. Sorry, listening Wednesday plus Thursday को होती है, ठीक है. बाकी दिन रीडिंग करते हैं. And we have 9:30 class at, okay, that is speaking plus writing. Okay, so speaking है Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and other days it will be writing. I hope it is clear, Parising. Yes, if you still have any doubt, you can write in the chat box. Yeah. No, you have to write a skilled migrant. See, they have written also na, by a family member, by it is a skilled migrant. You need to see the next part also. Okay, clear? Yeah, 30 must be deported. तो मैंने कौन सा कुछ और लिखा है? I've actually written deported only. Why are you writing it again, Mac? Parising, it is PM 12 अभी क्या morning है? It's evening. Sorry, noon time. Okay, I'm going to move forward. Okay. Okay, let's move forward. We have wasted enough time on this. All right. So part 4, the last part of this listening. All right. Okay, 31 until 40. हाँ जी, एक स्टूडेंट ने क्वेश्चन पूछा था. आई थिंक इट वाज हरप्रीत. यस, स्पीकिंग स्पीड सॉरी लिसनिंग स्पीड विल बी द सेम. डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. डिटेन्ड मतलब किसी को डिटेंशन दे देनी, ठीक है, रोक देना कुछ टाइम तक, फॉर सम पीरियड ऑफ टाइम डिटेन कर देना. डिपोर्टेड का मतलब होता है वापस ही भेज देना. ओके. ओके. Yes, no more than 3 words and or numbers. It is about the super volcano. Okay, let's see the questions. No specifically defined scientific meaning refers to volcanoes that have generated the Earth's largest volcanic eruption. So it is kind of a seminar. Okay, so super volcano eruption from calderas, and whereas normal volcano craters are measured in hundreds of meters, a caldera, okay, can be usually be as large as dash miles wide. कितने miles wide है, ठीक है. You need to listen it carefully. How much miles wide? सुपर वॉल्केनो कहाँ पे? एक तो लॉन्ग वैली ईस्टर्न कैलिफोर्निया में, और टोबा एंड इंडोनेशिया, लेक टोपिया, और फिर एक और जैसे इन्होंने प्लेसेस के नाम बताए हैं. यू गोइंग टू लिसन फॉर द प्लेस हेयर. ओके, देयर विल बी सम प्लेस ओवर हेयर. दिस इज अ हिंट. ओके, नेक्स्ट. Normal volcano formation, magma column rises from earth, erupts and harden downsides, creating the familiar dash mountain. ठीक है. Super volcano formation, magma rises from earth's mantle, creating dash. क्या चीज वो create करता है? कहाँ पे? earth's crust, ऊपर की लेयर में. ठीक है. Results of super volcano eruption, ये results हैं. First result. Second is most recent caldera forming eruption इतने years ago. Okay, so they'll be talking about some years. ध्यान से सुनना. This is a hint. Years. Okay. Then ash from this eruption still found in lava and in dash from Gulf of Mexico. ठीक है. So first we'll be solving 31 till 36 and then 35 next questions. Okay, so let's get started.
As soon as is practical.
Well, that sounds pretty good. I'm sure your presentation will be excellent.
Thanks, I hope so.
That is the end of section 3. You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
Yes, Sarika, listening is same for academic and general training. You can rewind the video. Pari Singh had already told you where I'm from. I'm from Punjab. Welcome, Simran.
Now turn to section 4. Section 4. You will hear part of an Earth Sciences lecture. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 36.
Guys, listen carefully now. Please pay concentration on the listening part. Use your headphones, guys.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 36.
Good morning and welcome to this Earth Sciences lecture. We've been looking recently at such phenomena as earthquakes, tsunami, volcanic eruptions and other natural occurrences. Today we're going to look at a lesser known feature of the Earth, which is known as the supervolcano. As the name implies, this is a volcano of a much larger size than what we normally imagine a volcano to be. The term supervolcano has no specifically defined scientific meaning. It is used to refer to volcanoes that have generated Earth's largest volcanic eruptions. As such, a supervolcano would be one that has produced an exceedingly large, catastrophic, explosive eruption and a giant caldera. A caldera being the gigantic crater that the eruption creates. Whereas normal volcano craters are measured in the hundreds of meters, a caldera can easily be as large as 40 or 50 miles wide. Around the world there are several volcanic areas that can be considered supervolcanoes, such as Long Valley in eastern California, Toba in Indonesia, and Lake Taupo in New Zealand. There are also other large calderas in Japan, Indonesia, Scotland and Alaska. Not all the calderas are active though. Normal volcanoes are formed by a column of magma rising from deep within the earth, erupting on the surface and hardening in layers down the sides. This forms the familiar cone-shaped mountain we associate with volcanoes. Supervolcanoes, however, begin life when magma rises from the Earth's mantle to create a boiling reservoir in the Earth's crust. This chamber increases to an enormous size, building up colossal pressure until it finally erupts. An explosion like this could send ash, dust and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere, reflecting the sun's rays and creating a cold wave lasting several years. Crops in many areas would fail, and many species of animals and plants, including humans, would face extinction. The most recent caldera-forming eruption in the US was about 650,000 years ago in the northeast United States. During that eruption, ground-hugging flows of hot volcanic ash, pumice and gases swept across an area of more than 3,000 square miles. The eruption also shot a column of volcanic ash and gases high into the Earth's stratosphere. This volcanic cloud circled the globe many times and affected the Earth's climate by reducing the intensity of solar radiation reaching the lower atmosphere and surface. Fine volcanic ash that fell downwind from the eruption site blanketed much of North America. This ash layer is still preserved in deposits as far away as Iowa, where it is a few inches thick, and the Gulf of Mexico, where it is recognizable in drill cores from the sea floor.
You now have some...
In drill cores from sea floor. In drill cores from sea cores. That is the answer to 36. Drill cores, okay? Okay, I'm going to write down the answers on the screen. A caldera can easily be as large as 40 or 50 miles wide. 40 or 50, okay? Then Lake Taupo in New Zealand. you're going to write like this: N capital, Z capital. Alright, New Zealand. Then 33 is cone shaped mountain. Cone shaped. You need to put a hyphen. कि कौन सी shape होगी? A cone shaped mountain. Okay. Super volcano formation. Magma rises from Earth's mantle, creating a boiling reservoir. A boiling, okay, reservoir जहाँ पे आप पानी को स्टोर कर सकते हो, ठीक है, reservoirs in Earth's crust. That is a reservoir. Okay, results of super volcano eruption. Most recent caldera forming eruption 650,000 years ago. 650,000 years ago approximately. Years भी लिखना है आपको, ठीक है. Ago नहीं अकेला लिखना, years भी लिखना है, ठीक है. ऐसे ही बोलते हैं how many years ago. Okay, you need to write years also. 650,000. And the last one is drill cores. CORES, DRILL, drill cores, 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 cores. Reservoir is reservoir. Yeah, they definitely going to have an accent is different. It is reservoir. Hi Amit. Yeah, cone shaped, you need to put a hyphen. Okay. Yes. 4 are right, okay. 650,000. No, you're going to write 650,000. That is not 650,000. There is a difference. You can write your answers in capital as well in small letters, no problem, no harm. Until you can write in block letters as well. 6 lakh नहीं है, 650,000 जैसे उसने बोला था. Heading of the listening is tenants insurance, car insurance form. Tenants car insurance form. 36 I need to repeat it again. Okay, no problem. I'm going to repeat it. Here you go. Maybe it's
Ash, dust and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere, reflecting the sun's rays and creating a cold wave lasting several years. Crops in many areas would fail, and many species of animals and plants, including humans, would face extinction.
Die.
The most recent caldera forming eruption in the US was about 650,000 years ago in the northeast United States.
650.
During that eruption, ground-hugging flows of hot volcanic ash, pumice and gases swept across an area of more than 3,000 square miles. The eruption also shot a column of volcanic ash and gases high into the Earth's stratosphere. This volcanic cloud circled the globe many times and affected the Earth's climate by reducing the intensity of solar radiation reaching the lower atmosphere and surface. Fine volcanic ash that fell downwind from the eruption site blanketed much of North America. This ash layer is still preserved in deposits as far away as Iowa, where it is a few inches thick, and the Gulf of Mexico, where it is recognizable in drill cores from the sea floor.
In drill cores from sea floor, okay? No, you have to write 40 or 50 as it like this only, क्योंकि उन्होंने 40 और 50 miles अवॉइड बोला था. तो अगर आप अकेला 40 लिख दोगे तो आंसर गलत हो जाएगा, और सिर्फ आप 50 लिखोगे then also your answer will be wrong. So you need to write both the things, 40 or 50. No, there is no class at the morning time. Yes guys, if you have any doubt you can write in the chat box, otherwise we'll be completing the next part of the listening. Okay, let's move forward now. You can repeat the audio again about life. नहीं, न्यूजीलैंड को ऐसे ही लिखते हैं. You have to put a space. Eruption means जो चीज़ एकदम से बाहर आनी है, erupt होनी, like volcanic eruptions, discharge of something. Okay. Yes. Okay, let's move forward now. ड्रिल कोर एक सिलेंड्रिकल सेक्शन होता है, ठीक है. इट इज टर्म रिलेटेड टू जियोलॉजी. ओके, लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड. ओके, लास्ट सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस 37 to 40. According to the Earth Science lecture, which 4 of the following facts are not true? ध्यान से देखो, which are not true. ये जो कुछ facts लिखे हैं उन्होंने from A to H, you need to see which following facts are not true, जो true नहीं हैं. You need to choose the 4 options out of 8. These options, okay. So which of them are not true? Just listen carefully and answer now. I'm going to play the audio. Yes, Jyoti, what is your doubt? You can increase the volume if you don't get the audio. जी बिल्कुल, और नहीं लिखोगे तो भी गलत हो जाएगा. उबलता हुआ रिजर्वॉयर, बॉइलिंग. ठीक है, प्लेस जहाँ पे उन्होंने इकट्ठा किया हुआ. रिजर्वॉयर्स मीन्स टू स्टोर समथिंग, और उसमें जो बॉइलिंग मीन्स उबलता हुआ. नो, यू आर नॉट सपोज टू राइट 40 and 50 बिकॉज उन्होंने क्लियरली बोला 40 और 50. यहाँ 40 माइल्स है या 50 माइल्स है. Drill cores is a term which is related to geology. It is the cylindrical type of a core. Drilling करने जैसे drilling cores. Enormous means abundance, बहुत ज़्यादा. In huge amount, massive. Okay, I'm going to play the audio. अभी तो मैंने ऑडियो प्ले ही नहीं करी है पैरी सिंह, आवाज़ कहाँ से आएगी, मैं ही बोल रही हूँ. ओके, जस्ट लिसन केयरफुली फॉर 37 to 40.
You now have some time to look at questions 37 to 40.
I'll be not playing the audio again, guys. Listen carefully.
Now listen to the rest of the lecture and answer questions 37 to 40.
It is little known that lying underneath one of the United States' largest and most picturesque national parks, Yellowstone Park, is one of the largest supervolcanoes in the world. Volcanic activity began in the Yellowstone National Park region about 2 million years ago. Magma rising from deep within the earth has produced 3 cataclysmic eruptions, more powerful than any in the world's recorded history. The first caldera-forming eruption occurred about 2.1 million years ago. The eruptive blast removed so much magma from its subsurface storage reservoir that the ground above it collapsed into the magma chamber and left a caldera larger than the state of Rhode Island. The huge caldera measured as much as 50 miles long, 40 miles wide, and hundreds of meters deep, extending from outside Yellowstone National Park into the central area of the park. Scientists have revealed that Yellowstone Park has been on a regular eruption cycle of 600,000 years. The last eruption was 640,000 years ago, so the next is overdue. The next eruption could be 2,500 times the size of the 1980 Mount St. Helens eruption. Volcanologists have been tracking the movement of magma under the park and have calculated that in parts of Yellowstone the ground has risen over 0.7 of a metre this century. This means the magma is rising. Geologists have called for a task force to be set up to consider emergency management in the event of a massive volcanic eruption or super eruption. Experts say such an event would have a colossal impact on a global scale. The fallout from a super eruption could cause a volcanic winter, devastating global agriculture and causing mass starvation. One past super eruption struck at Toba in Sumatra 74,000 years ago. and is thought by some to have driven the human race to the edge of extinction. Signs from DNA suggest human numbers could have dropped to about 10,000, probably as a result of the effects of climate change. The volcanic winter resulting from a super eruption could last several years or decades, depending on the scale of an eruption, and according to recent computer models, could cause cooling on a global scale by 5 to 10 degrees Celsius.
That is the end of section 4. You'll...
Yes. Okay. Alright, write your answers in the chat box. Stop writing your personal messages, guys. Write your answers. Yeah, E is the correct option. Yes, I've already given hint. Okay, so first one is B. The first super eruption in Yellowstone over 1.2 million tha. It wasn't 3 million years ago, it was 1.2. So it was the wrong information, which is not true. Another was 0.7 meter, not half a meter. 0.7 tha, so this is the wrong one. And then next was a task force has been set up to plan for the possible devastation that a Yellowstone eruption would cause. Okay, and last is H, that is a super eruption could make the Earth's temperature drop to 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. It was cooling. Okay, so the answers are B, E, F and H. B, E, F, H. Okay. Yeah, it is B, E, F, H. The correct answers are B, E, F and H. You can click on the live button. Okay, Harsimranpreet. Okay. Alright, 3 are right. Alright. वेरी गुड किरण चीमा. अगर आपको ये समझ नहीं आता कि कौन से करेक्ट हैं या करेक्ट नहीं है, तो जो चीज़ वो बोल रही है वो टिक लगाते जाओ कि शी इज सेइंग दिस थिंग एंड दिस इज द करेक्ट. सो लेफ्ट आउट एलिमिनेशन मेथड, द लेफ्ट आउट विल बी नॉट ट्रू, राइट? No, it's not required कि these should be in sequence. You can write in any order. राइट इन एनी ऑर्डर, नो प्रॉब्लम. अगर आपने ई पहले लिख दिया या एफ पहले लिख दिया, एच लिख दिया पहले, नो प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल. वेरी गुड हरजोत, दैट्स ग्रेट. ओके, यू कैन रिवाइंड द वीडियो एंड वॉच इट अगेन फॉर एक्सप्लेनेशन. ऑलराइट. Okay, 18 on 20, that's great. Devastation means destroy karna, completely destroying. You need to tell the thing which is not true, which is false, which is the wrong information. Speaking and writing is not taken care by me. I'll just take care of only reading and listening. No, we can't practice one more. That's great, Bhavan Chauhan. Thank you for the ice cream, Sunny. Okay. Yeah. Well, yes, there is, you can say if you don't understand, you need to listen. तो जो चीज़ वो बोल रहे हैं उसे टिक करते जाओ, दैट दिस इंफॉर्मेशन इज़ करेक्ट, दिस इज़ करेक्ट, दिस इज़ करेक्ट. ठीक है, उसने बोला था दीज ईयर्स. ओके, फिर ये वाली इंफॉर्मेशन भी करेक्ट है. ठीक है, सो जो चीज़ रह गई दैट इज़ नॉट करेक्ट, दैट इज़ नॉट ट्रू, सो दैट इज़ नोन एज एलिमिनेशन. ओके, yes, definitely Kamaljeet, I'm going to upload this on Telegram. Okay. So before signing off, I recommend you to watch these videos if you want to score more than 8+ in listening and 8+ in reading and 7+ in writing. Alright, these are the master classes by Sonam ma'am. So I'm going to share this PDF file on the Telegram channel. Just click on this. Okay, you can watch these videos anytime. Okay, on the YouTube. So watch them today if you want to score more than, and if you want to boost up your scores. Alright. So before signing off, I recommend you to join the Telegram channel as well as the YouTube channel. The name is IELTS Made Easy. It is IELTS capital underscore M capital AD small underscore E capital ASY, and the YouTube channel is also IELTS Made Easy without any underscore. Okay, so like this video if you want to view this again in future, and share with your friends so that they can also get the benefit of free live classes, and follow us on Instagram also, on Facebook, on all the social medias, right? Subscribe both these channels. So we have live classes from Monday until Saturday 12 to 1. Monday, Tuesday we do reading, Wednesday, Thursday listening, and tomorrow we'll be having a reading class. Alright, so see you tomorrow at the same time at 12. Till then, keep practicing. God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining the classes.